Just a couple of minor things to begin with. On a sensitive lands issue, if you're going to make an appeal, we check with the city right now on their designation of sensitive lands. That appeal is going to cost you $9,800. It's not free. So you need to know that this really has a large impact, and it's kind of prohibitive for some people. Now, what I'd like you to know is that I really, really care about this city, love this city. There are a lot of things that we're saying yes to. We're saying yes to keeping the city services great, doing the fundamentals very well. We're saying no at the same time to wasting money. We're saying yes to fiscal responsibility so that we don't build up our debt too much for things that we don't need. And as I said, we're saying no to some of the things that seem wasteful, like the streetcar, and like spending what we've already done is over $1 million, or will be $1 million, on a new comprehensive plan that doesn't seem to be needed. These are the kinds of things that we would like to see done, and we think that these are positive, so that we can enhance our community, so that citizens working in tandem with government can build a vibrant, well-educated community that we'll all continue to love to be in, that still has that Oswego flavor of being a small town that is safe and clean and attractive.
When I was elected to the Oregon legislature 10 years ago, I walked the entire community, and I had thousands of conversations with Lake Oswegans. And it was an invaluable preparation for serving them down in Salem. So when I announced my candidacy for mayor some months ago, I decided I've got to walk the community again, and I've been doing that door by door, and I've had thousands of conversations, and it's been a relearning experience. One thing I would say I've learned is that Lake Oswegans are not of one mind. Anybody who says, well, the people think X hasn't talked to very many, and I have. But despite that diversity of viewpoint, Lake Oswegans are almost universally proud of their community. And they're particularly proud of some of the recent improvements that have been accomplished in the last decade or two. Things like Millennium Park and the Lakeview Village shopping complex and the Headley Walkway and Lusher Farm and the Foothills Park. Those are all tremendous improvements in our community, and I don't find anybody who says those are a bad thing. So we need to make sure that we are open to moving our community forward. Yes, we want to preserve its small town character. We want to preserve the things that are wonderful about Lake Oswego now, but we also want to move Lake Oswego forward in a way that is careful with the use of public money, but that's what's going to draw young families, and the vibrancy that we need in Lake Oswego is to provide things that people really want, that people seek out. And finally, what I learned is that people want their city government to relate well, to not bicker, to not butt heads, and I'm committed to making that happen in the process in City Hall. If you like those themes, I would appreciate your support.
Much, I suspect, of what all of us in this room seek is a sense of balance in the city. If we're looking at the environmental issues, it's a balance of environmental stewardship right along with respecting people and respecting property. I'd like to talk about another kind of balance that I particularly value in the fiscal area, and that is a combination of fiscal responsibility, careful spending, right along with innovation. My own background in this is one that I'm really proud of and feel that it's something that I can bring to the city. When I was dean of the College of Business and Public Administration, we had a college in a state where the state funds were on a sharp decline and the apparent trajectory down, down, down on the support that we would be getting. So I managed to increase revenues in such a way that we were able to put back revenue for a future year when we knew that it would be needed from our internal source, because there wouldn't be external source coming in order to maintain things even the way they were. But that frugal approach was combined with our college being named one of the top 18 in the world for innovation. And that was not done by pulling back on money, it was by spending it strategically. So that when we put money down on a project, it was very carefully planned in a strategic way, and man, would it deliver. It delivered to the point that we became internationally known for what it was that we were doing to move the college forward. That's the kind of thinking that I would like to see on City Council more and more, so that we have again that balance of innovation and fiscal frugal spending.
When I came to Lake Oswego, it looked a lot like these before pictures that you may have seen on your flyers. And Lake Oswego was a great place back then. But even back then, there were people that were worried about spending and thought the city was spending too much. There were people that were worried about the density that was going to go in downtown. And there were people that were worried that Lake Oswego would lose its character. And those were all valid concerns. I remember signs that said, "Don't Mall LO," because there were people afraid of Lakeview Village. And change can be scary. But I think we can agree now, looking back, Lake Oswego was great then, and it's even greater now. And there are projects in front of us and opportunities in front of us that I think we'll be able to, in 14 years from now, look back and go, wow, Lake Oswego's even better. So we need to keep Lake Oswego great, but we need to keep it moving forward. And we can do that being responsible with our taxpayers' money, but we can make sure that each generation can see Lake Oswego being an even better place than it is today.
So these are my last, how many minutes do I have? 2? So these are my last 2 minutes, and once again, I just want to thank you for being here, for hanging out for a couple of hours and really asking us questions and getting us to be present. I am very new to this, but I'm really learning a lot. The more I learn, the more people I talk to, the more layers I seem to peel back. There are many layers and a lot of depth. There's a lot, I'm really appreciating what has gone on before in City Council with councilman who's sitting right here, but others who have done a great deal of work. And I feel I bring a fresh perspective. I don't have an agenda necessarily, but I'm very interested in what's going on. I don't have issues that I feel strongly about that's the reason I'm coming here. The reason I'm coming is because I love this city. And I saw an ad in Hello LO that said, running for council. I said, what's that? And I just jumped in. And I've heard people suggest that, you should just get out. You should just pull your name right off the ballot. And my gosh, I wish I could. I gotta say, there were moments where I'm like, oh my goodness, what have I done? But you know what? It would take a court order to get my name off the ballot now. And I don't even know how that whole thing works. So I am here to stay. I am really looking forward to getting to know you. And I would appreciate your support and vote.
I didn't have to go around and talk to citizens in Lake Oswego because I was running for council. I talk to them every day. My business is in Lake Oswego. I live here in Lake Oswego. I do commerce. I eat here. I shop here. So I talk to people. Lately, it's all been about politics. It used to be about other things, football, games, whatever, but now it's all about politics. Yes, we have done some really, really great projects in Lake Oswego in the last 10 or 15 years. Jimmy was a big part of some of those. Did a lot of testimony in favor of some of those. Our sewer project, big project. Went well, went very well. Downtown redevelopment went very well. So yes, I don't think that any one of these candidates is saying, let's stop making Lake Oswego great. I think we've had our accelerator on the pedal pretty hard here for the last 10 years. Sometimes you want to just back off, see what are the most important things that Lake Oswego needs.
First of all, thank you for everyone for sticking this through. We did put in some new air conditioning in this building, but it certainly is hard to tell if that particular investment was worth it. But you've heard many of the issues that the council faces and the new council will face. So I want to spend a few minutes talking about, as an incumbent, how I've conducted myself and how I will conduct myself in the future. Because I think you're looking for people that represent you as leaders. And it's good to understand our decision-making as we make those tough decisions. I spoke about my foundation, but I also want to recognize that my foundation is the beginning, and I'm a moderate, and I'm independent. I do my homework, I listen, I reach out to others, I weigh the facts, and then I decide. You know, Franklin Roosevelt said there are many ways of moving forward, but only one way of standing still. The best is not created by looking in the rearview mirror. The best is not created by resting on our laurels. I ask for your support for another term to help our city move forward. Thank you.
I also want to thank you for attending tonight. You know, I'm very humbled to be in consideration of this position. The answers to our challenges, and I call them challenges because there's nothing we can't overcome, are in the community. And these people are wonderful people. I'm proud of every one of them. I could serve enthusiastically with anyone the community selects. You know, the strength of our community is when we come together. Doesn't mean we can agree on everything, but you know, the state, I don't think they're going to be watching out for us so much. Federally, whatever. We've got each other, and we have the skills, we have the abilities, we have the talent, we have the resources. Let's stop banging heads and start working together.